Colleagues, Ukraine has directly accused Russia for the destruction. We just heard Russia claiming the opposite. As the SG stated earlier this morning, the UN has not been able to independently verify the facts, but has clearly established that this is yet another catastrophic consequence of the Russian aggression in Ukraine. As we all know, there are two parallel wars going on. Russia's war of choice, that is killing civilians, committing crimes and destroying the entire country, and the propaganda war it's waging, trying to fool the world through a totally biased and intentionally distorted narrative despite a serious recurrent issue of credibility. Let's look closer to it. How many times have we heard in January and February last year that Russia had no intention to attack Ukraine until it shamelessly did? How many times have we heard, including in this room, that everything happening since February 2022 is solely and entirely the fault of Ukraine, which we know it isn't? How many times have we heard that the despicable crimes committed in Bucha were staged? The UN Commission of Inquiry and other credible reports have concluded otherwise. Didn't we hear endlessly that Russia never attacked civilians, except for the 20,000 Ukrainians killed or wounded and those millions uprooted for their homes? Didn't they say that Russia never forcefully deported children to give them for adoption in Russia? The ICC and OSCE Moscow mechanism have proved otherwise and reached different conclusions. The world witnessed in disbelief a room full of people laughing in New Delhi when Russian foreign minister claimed that Russia is defending itself from a war launched by Ukraine. 143 countries of the UN just don't buy it. Therefore, the simple question we have is, why would then the destruction of the dam be otherwise when we have witnessed day and night that Russia has not spared anything to inflict as much as possible damage to the civilian and critical infrastructure in Ukraine? Didn't they do everything to destroy power installations last winter to leave entire cities without electricity and heating, with a deliberate intention to force to submission or freeze to death civilians, families, women and children, girls, the elderly, the disabled, everyone actually? What to say about the 2,600 schools and more than 1,250 health facilities destroyed or damaged already? Colleagues, this is not who speaks first. This is not who speaks louder. This is about truth, rules, laws, and accountability. And the international law is clear. Deliberate attacks on critical civilian infrastructure amount to war crimes. The perpetrators, directly or indirectly involved in such acts, must be held accountable. Whoever thinks that such acts, like others before it, despite their dire consequences, will affect the spirit of Ukrainians and deter them from fighting to defend and liberate their country should think twice, because in all this, Ukraine is right and Russia is wrong. This is why the international community will continue to help Ukraine and its people to defend themselves, their freedom and their dignity. There is only one way to put an end to the consequences of this war, and that means the complete withdrawal of all Russian forces from the internationally recognized border of Ukraine and engaging in sincere talks in finding solutions through diplomacy. Anything else would be perpetuating what we have seen so far, madness. I thank you.